Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Retro Gamers Podcast, episode number 252. Larry here.
And Anthony here.
And what is going on, sir?
Well, it's another week. Another week.
That's basically it.
Yeah, I don't know what else. Yeah, this was a long week. This was a lot went on this week. None of it gaming related.
No, usually not.
No, just life.
Yeah, there we go. Life finds
Just
a
life.
way.
Yes, which is a game in and of itself.
Oh, one that I'm failing at miserably.
Yeah. I'm somewhere. I'm hovering around a C+.
My game over's coming up soon. We got.
Don't worry. I'll give you a quarter.
We got some cool stuff that we're going to cover here today, and basically we're just going to kind of get right into it. Why wait, right?
Why?
First of all, I want to show this thing because it's I don't think I've done this in a while.
What you've gone shopping and showed something? No, that never happens.
Well, technically, I went shopping like 8 months ago, and it finally showed up.
So it came to term. Got it.
Yes, finally. It is a game from a company that I have now quickly learned to love, who have been making brand new Game Boy games. Company called Incubate. INCUBE.
Oh yeah, you've brought them up before.
Dadius, well, they may not have been their Incubate, but like Dadius and some of these other games. And I finally got my hands on their newest release, which is a shoot 'em up for the Game Boy, ironically called Genesis.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that. That was a Kickstarter you ordered, right?
No, it wasn't a Kickstarter. It was just a straight up release.
Straight up release.
So let me get that there.
That's really cool.
Yes, very.
I wonder if the final boss is like a Genesis console, like a ship that looks like a Genesis, like a Sega Genesis. That'd be great.
That would be awesome. Beautiful packaging, of course, and then the game itself. You know, there you go. Boom.
Very nice.
There. It's a black cart, but it is not Game Boy Color, so don't get it confused.
Okay.
But it's just a fun, straight up shoot 'em up, and like I said, I've been loving discovering these indie, not even homebrews, these indie developers making brand new games for old systems. So definitely check out Genesis where you can.
Very cool. All right.
We'll put a link up.
You know me with Game Boy games.
Yes. So for everyone else who would enjoy Game Boy, but you can get a Super Game Boy. You have your Retro Freak. We've talked about this.
No, I am well aware, and I do have like a handful of Game Boy games. Remember, I started Zelda Oracle of Ages.
You did,
and have to.
And that was it.
Yeah, seriously, that's all I did.
You got past the Capcom logo. That's all that matters.
No. I played through a good chunk of it.
Of
course, now I got to start it over.
Right, you get to that point where you're like, might as well just reset it and just delete the file.
Yep.
I did recently back a Kickstarter for another Game Boy game. We'll talk about that later. I feel like I'm due for another Kickstarter showcase that we do every now and again.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you do manage to do that all the time, you know. And every once in a while, when we do our show, I remind myself that next year we have a book coming that we both backed, and I can't remember the name of the book anymore.
It was almost like a Nintendo, not Nintendo Power, but Howard Nestor. You know, it's basically about him. Actually, it's kind of about him.
Yeah, it is. So, and I'm looking forward to the book. It's just that, you know, it's been so long. It's always a long time between when you give the money versus when you get something. So it's like, and then you magically remember, oh, wait, I ordered this. Here it is.
What about the game you backed? What, $13th or something?
Oh yeah, that took 5 years.
There you go. So as long as you got
maybe a little less than that, but maybe 4 years. But still, it was like. Look, but that was even a better story because like I started following their website in like 2005. So it was. I technically waited like 14 years for that game.
I backed on Indiegogo. What I thought was the greatest invention of all time about 3 years ago, and I don't think I've seen an update since.
Oh, wow.
It was it was a peanut butter pump that you attach to the jar of peanut butter. And it's the greatest invention of all time because it scrapes down
not really.
The sides.
They haven't sent it.
No, I know. In theory it was. And it scrapes down the side so you get every bit of peanut butter, and it's got 2 nozzles on it. One flat one, so you just lay the peanut butter on the bread, or like a tube, which I don't know what you would use that one for. But I'm still waiting for it.
I wonder if you use the tube almost like ice cream topping or something, you know?
Ooh, maybe, I guess. I don't know.
I don't want to get fancy.
Maybe. So I'm still, you know what? I got to look that up. I'm going to check that out. Peanut butter.
Yeah, write that down. That's
tube.
not retro game related, but still.
It could be. You can sit there and eat a peanut butter sandwich while you're eating.
So you got your Genesis. What else did you buy?
No, actually, that was it. That's all that showed up.
Think about
That's all that showed up. Yeah, I had to.
Oh, wait. So I'm the only person who actually has to show off things I bought this week?
Maybe. I think you might have beat me on that by one, but...
What do you mean by one?
Well, I only got the one game that came in.
Well, I got 3 things that I bought.
Oh, you got 3?
I bought 3 things.
Oh, wow. Look at this.
Very exciting. Very exciting. Right. This is very odd for me. Right.
This is now money Anthony spends.
Yeah, this money Anthony spent. And this is in no way in shape or form has nothing to do with the fact that I had a horrible week at all. I did not emotionally purchase anything.
Awesome. I'm going to figure out which one of the 3 things was an emotional purchase.
Spoiler alert, all of them.
Anyway, here's my new car.
Here's my new car. Well, first off, I picked up because you and Rich and Jack would not stop talking about it. I got myself a copy of Metroid.
Oh, you should have gotten it regardless.
No, I understand that, but it was just one of those ones where I was like, I'll get it eventually, just not right now, because I had just started Ratchet and Clank on my PS5.
Oh, okay.
And I was playing that, and then I started, Final Fantasy IX on my Switch because I downloaded it, the original version.
Okay.
Because I had never played it before. So I was already working on 2 games on 2 different systems, and I had just finished Link's Awakening, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. So I wasn't going to grab this for a little while, but since you guys were all playing it through, I thought I'd share in the fun.
Yeah, it is game of the year.
And so far, been really, really cool. I'm on, I guess, the second Emmy right now. So,
okay.
And he's annoying. So, so that's really cool. So I picked that up. I've been enjoying it so far. And then this one I knew I was going to get. I just wasn't sure when or for what system I was going to get it for because I had thought about getting it for the Xbox One. But then I obviously went PS5 route for Back 4 Blood.
Yes. Awesome. The unofficial sequel to Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2.
Yes. Again, it's just like Left 4 Dead. Super fun. I know, Larry, we played it last night.
Yep.
And it was just like, literally, it was like just going back to when we were playing Left 4 Dead.
It really was. Yeah. Yes,
except we weren't leaving each other behind.
No, not as much. No, but I'm sure once other people end up, yes, exactly. We will get there.
We'll get to abandoning people. No question about it.
Was it a physical disc or was it just a download code?
Oh no, it's a physical disc.
It is a physical disc. Okay.
It's in my console right now, but it's
but still, I didn't think it was a physical disc. Okay.
Yeah, and of course, obviously, the obnoxious thing about having a physical one is you have to keep the disc in order to play it. But again, I'd rather own the actual copy. So I'm very happy that I got that.
Very cool.
And then the third thing I got was actually a peripheral. Don't say it. I know you can't. No. I know you can't say the word. Before I get to the peripheral, just to talk about Back 4 Blood. You know how I love to play Dead by Daylight?
Yes.
There's a beta test for a game going on that my friend just told me about this morning. That sounds awesome. It's like Dead by Daylight, but it's called Prop Light. It's currently on Steam. It's only until the 18th, which is yesterday after we dropped this episode. But basically, it's like Dead by Daylight, except you have the ability to turn yourself into items to hide from the killer. So in other words, like if the killer is coming, you can turn yourself into like a beer bottle, or you can turn yourself into a can, or a piece of like a head of like cabbage, like a head of lettuce. Like it's something weird and random. My friend was just sent me a picture of himself as an axe just on the floor. He's like, I'm hiding right now.
What is all I can think of? Just turn yourself into a pickle. Pickle Rick,
pickle maybe in there. I don't know, but the idea is like the killer is then like running around. It's like almost like hide and seek. The killer is running around and he's like destroying stuff, hoping that he finds the people, and then the people have to like fix whatever the equivalent is of generators in the game to escape, but they have to be in human form to do that. So they have to like constantly transform back and forth.
What if the killer wanted to use the axe that you are?
I don't know.
It's like all of a sudden he's like, why is this axe screaming at me?
Yeah. I don't know. There's a whole lot of like I gotta look into it.
Phenomenal.
I gotta look into it, but like that may be the next great multiplayer game I play.
Again, I'm sorry. What is it called again?
Prop Light.
PROP Light.
PROP. Let me look it up really quickly.
Oh my god,
I think it was Prop Light game. Let's see.
Such a terrible Transformers episode.
Oh, maybe it's not Prop Light. Hold on. I gotta look it up right now on my text. So I don't.
Kind of reminds me of Teen Turbo. Remember Teen Turbo, the cartoon?
Prop Night. Night. I was off by one. Prop Night.
All right, Prop Night.
Yeah. So like my friend also sent me a picture, like he was running through a cornfield and then transformed into a scarecrow to hide. It's just like it's just random stuff.
See, that wouldn't make sense. I would turn into corn.
Well, I don't know if you can turn into corn.
Or
yeah.
For some of us, maize. No, yeah, that is actually
it just sounds hysterical.
That is
and
too
I'm
funny.
looking forward to trying it.
Yes.
Oh, I'm looking. Yeah. And if you look up videos of stuff, like there are tons of videos right now. Like I'm looking at a video of 4 players. One's a toy car. One looks like a basketball, and they're all like bouncing towards like an exit. It's just really,
it's like the gummy bears.
Yeah, basically. It just looks really funny.
That is awesome. I'm definitely looking that up.
Yeah. Anyway, so just wanted to bring that up because he told me it this morning and I couldn't stop laughing.
No, absolutely.
Okay. And then the last thing I bought was a peripheral for my Nintendo Switch because I'm starting to travel again and my Switch comes with me. And I have a case for my Switch, but it's like one of those like really soft cases, and it's serviceable, but I wanted something with a little more meat to it, like a little bit of a hard shell and everything. And I ran across this while I was buying these 2 games at Target. I ran across this thing. It's called the Go Play Game Traveler Pack.
All right.
So it looks like this.
Oh, okay.
And,
oh, wow.
Yeah. So it comes with a hard, almost like it's a harder travel case, a grip stand. What?
I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
No, it's got a travel case, grip stand, thumb buttons, game card cases, micro SD card cases, and a cleaning cloth. So, yeah. So it looks like this, which is really.
I have that case.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure I have that case.
Do you? Because then when you open it up, well, first off, I love this. The holder.
Oh, I do not have that case.
No.
Never mind.
So the holder has extra pieces here for you to hold on. So there's actually more comfort in your grip.
Yep.
And then it's got thumb button grips. I don't know if you can see these.
I discovered those. Yep.
They're great. I've
recently started using. I got like 3 different versions. I got one for the Xbox that are like that tall that extend the thumb buttons. I bought a couple for the PS4, which are a little smaller, and then it's got like regular like grips on the Switch. But I'm loving those. I can't even go back.
Yeah, no, they're really cool. And then you just pop it right into the piece. But when you take this off, it's got these are the extra grips that you get, which are cool. You can hold 3 games. You can hold 3 games in here, maybe like the 3 that you're playing the most, which is kind of cool also. Yeah, and then this just pops right in. Like that. But then you get the case itself, and in the case you got a little cleaning cloth.
How often are you touching your screen?
Micro SD. I don't really touch my screen. Micro SD. And then underneath it has 2 cases to hold 4 games each, so you can hold 8 games.
Oh, yes.
And they pop right in.
Yep.
And then the for the Joy-Cons, the extra pieces you attach to it, the slots for those.
Okay.
And then to top it all off, it also has a stand. It's a stand.
Oh, wow.
So they have it. Yeah, so there's a foldable stand, so you can just put your.
Oh, I got you. I see where it is.
Yep. Right there.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah, so it's like literally everything all in one. So
absolutely.
Yeah, so I was like, when I saw this, I'm like, this is a no-brainer for me for travel. So
absolutely.
Really, really awesome. Very happy I bought it. Looking forward to putting it to practice.
Would you say you got it in Target?
Yeah, you can buy it at Target, Walmart. I think Amazon's got it. Go Play Game Traveler Pack.
All right, we'll throw a link up in the descriptions.
Definitely.
That's actually really convenient.
And to top it off, too, affordable. It wasn't expensive.
Okay, cool.
So
very cool.
It really wasn't expensive at all. I was actually very surprised. I was like, really? That's all this costs?
All right, cool. No, that's definitely some good stuff there.
Yeah. So look, and then look, just pop it in.
I have a version. You know what it is? I have a version of that case that I love. The case is durable. That's why I love that carrying case.
Yeah, and this case definitely has got like
Yep.
got some weight to it. So
got,
really, really cool. Very happy with that. This is going to definitely help me when I travel.
Very good. Very good.
That's and those were my purchases this week.
All right, cool.
Hey, I spent more than you.
You did. Well, technically, yeah, no, you did. Absolutely.
I'm sure I did.
You know, let's stick with Nintendo just for a moment.
Yes.
Because we got some, let's kind of get into a little bit of news here. That for some reason, and I don't know why, apparently either people are unemployed or just don't understand a good value when they see it. But everyone, the internet slowly started flipping out because Nintendo announced the Nintendo Online Plus expansion.
Yes.
Service and dropping date and price.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, long story short, and we talked about this before, with expansion plus expansion pack, you're going to get the N64 online library. You're going to get the Genesis online library. Also mentioned for those who play Animal Crossing, you'll get a free DLC. A big DLC, I think, for Animal Crossing as part of the expansion pack. And all of it drops October 25th.
Okay.
For the combined price of $49.99 a year. But if you listen to the internet, it's probably $50 a day. The way everyone's reacting.
Yeah, there's been definitely a lot of negative responses to it.
First of all, Ant, your thoughts on, all right, so you have the expansion of this network, and now it's going to be $50 a year as opposed to $20 for individual plan. A family plan will be $80 a year.
How many on the family plan?
2 or more.
Just 2 or more. Okay.
2 or more, yeah.
Okay.
So, first of all, your thoughts on the pricing and what's going to come with it for now.
Well, somebody's texting me.
Well, it sounds like Link has found something.
Yes, Link always finds stuff on my phone. So when I saw the price, my gut reaction right off the bat was, oh well. First off, I read it wrong, but I didn't. I read it wrong because I was like, wait, a month? No. I'm like, and then I saw it was a year, and I'm like, oh, I was actually surprised. I thought it was going to be a little bit more, and I'll tell you why. I think it's a very fair price, and again, I don't work for Nintendo. I'm not trying to sell them for them or anything like that. Nope. But I always think of what's comparable to it. So like PlayStation Plus, Xbox. What is Xbox now? Is it
Xbox?
Not Elite,
Gold.
so Xbox Gold. Xbox Gold Pass, PlayStation. When you get to PlayStation Plus, it's $60 a year, right? And for $60 a year, you get the ability to play online, and then you get like 2 free games a month, right?
Yes.
So all in all, you get 24 games a year, roughly, included, right? And you get to play online. Okay. For $50 a month, you get access to a library of who knows how many games. Because if you notice with NES and SNES, they keep adding games to it.
They do. Used to be monthly, but now it's
used to be monthly. Now, right, exactly. But they've also been working on this other piece.
True.
So I would anticipate, obviously, it won't just be these games being released, which means for $50 a year, we're getting everything that's already up there, plus N64, plus Genesis, plus whatever else they're going to release moving forward. As long as they keep that library robust, I think it's worth it. Now, the way I would compare it, I would actually compare it more to PlayStation Now, where you pay monthly to get access to the whole library. Like maybe that's why people are like, hey, we're only getting so many games for $50 a year. And I get that. Totally understand that. I was like, but based on the number of games you're getting, I think it's worth the price.
Okay, and I agree with you as well. I mean, $50 a year is not bad at all, because yes, you get online play. Look, folks, we're in 2021. You pay to play online. It's just how it is. All right, fine. Yeah, you're getting the NES library, the SNES library, the N64 library, and the Genesis library now for all of that. Awesome. You got your save cloud data you can do. Various special offers. Remember, originally Tetris 99 was exclusive to this online service. Right now, Pac-Man 99 is exclusive just to the online service.
Yep.
For a short amount of time, which fine, it was a special thing. Looking back on it, it doesn't bother me that it was for a short period of time. Super Mario Brothers 35 was available online. You get special demos as well. So yeah, for $50, absolutely not a problem. And like I said, with Animal Crossing, the DLC for Animal Crossing, again, I don't know all the details behind it, but apparently you can create new homes and stuff like that for like other characters and everything.
Oh, nice.
Not only that, but now, they got to, let's face facts, Nintendo's got to pay for Genesis. That's an entire third party unto itself.
Yeah, licensing rights are expensive.
Exactly. And it's a good list of Genesis games.
Yeah.
So what I don't understand though is the uproar. Everyone's like, oh, $50 for what? Look, actually, to be honest with you, I always thought the $20 originally was a little low. I thought I thought that original online was going to be $50. When they first announced it, when they said $20 a year, I was like, game on. Let's do this now before Nintendo realizes they made a terrible mistake.
Yeah, no, but I can understand why it was low because it was limited to what it could do at the time.
No, but I'm just saying they could have priced it whatever they wanted to.
Well, of course they could. They're Nintendo.
But I'm saying, like, I would have assumed it would have been $50 because the other guys are that expensive.
Yeah.
So again, I don't have a problem with it. It's going to be a great price. If you already have Nintendo Online, of course you can upgrade and it'll be prorated for whatever you have left on your subscription.
Right.
The best part about it is if you don't want it, just stick with the regular $20 a year and you're good to go.
Yeah, it's optional. That's the whole idea. It's like they have two tiers basically.
And what I also love, like on Twitter, seeing some of these people complain, especially they're like, oh, $50 and we're getting these emulated N64 games. But then you look at I don't have any handles in particular to mention, but you click on the Twitter account of this person who's saying that, and like they had this giant collection of Nintendo games. It's like, of course you're going to feel that way. You already have these games physically. You are a collector. That, you know what I mean? This is great for, those who aren't collecting or again, like the NES and Super NES would just, oh, these are available now, so let me play them.
Yep. So, well, again, it's always going to be people's preferences. That's all. It's like, if you want it, pay for it. If you don't.
And it's just the internet's designed for people to complain. So it's just like I make my voice heard everywhere. It's like the new thing now as well. The new kind of trend on Twitter is Nintendo's $60 and they show a clip from Metroid Dread versus Microsoft's $60 game, and they'll show like Call of Duty Vanguard or something.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, clearly there's graphical difference between the two games, but I got news for you. I'm going to bet dollars to donuts that the gameplay of Metroid Dread is so much better than Call of Duty Vanguard. And I'm not just saying that. I'm just talking about from the reviews of Metroid Dread.
My response to that is a game shouldn't be priced on the way it looks. That's just it. I mean, just because it doesn't look like Call of Duty doesn't mean it's not worth the $60.
No, agree. But that's kind of the trend that you're seeing on Twitter. So it's wacky.
But I mean, I've played many games. Step in. I've played many games that were graphically frigging gorgeous, and I would tell you right out, it wasn't worth $60 because I would finish them so damn quickly. Agreed. And I'm like, beautiful game. Why was it so short? Because all the time was spent on making it beautiful, which is great.
No, totally. And I'm I'm like 9 hours into the Metroid Dread, and trust me, I've already put in every penny that I paid for it. So it is what it is. But I'm kind of shocked that we're slightly agreeing on this whole $50 a year for the expansion pack. I'm a little worried about that.
Why? We can agree once in a while.
It's a weird sensation.
I promise you I'll disagree on whatever you're going to talk about next.
Fair enough. We'll get into that a little later. So again, October 25th is when expansion pack drops.
Nice.
I'm definitely be getting it. And of course, On top of that, you can actually pre-order right now the very optional, but I feel very necessary, N64 and Genesis wireless controllers for the Switch.
Yes, which is very cool.
Exclusive only to Nintendo Online members.
Yeah, for that I can understand ordering the N64 controller because it was so different. The Genesis one, I don't think you necessarily need.
I think it's just pure nostalgia.
No, yeah, it's for nostalgia. But what I mean is, like, I think it's easy to translate like your Switch controller, whereas like the N64 was so specific in its layout. I almost feel like I would need to get it to play those games.
And not only that, but their third parties are out there. Like, you don't have to buy. Like, there are. I can't remember which company it is now, but there are N64 controllers. No, like, I don't know if it's Retrobit, like, no, good companies, I mean. It's either Retrobit, Hyperkin, or both of them, put out N64, their version of N64 controllers that already hook up to the Switch.
Yeah,
so you can get the, and of course, they're going to be a fraction of a price. But, you know, if I'm going to play a Nintendo system, I want a Nintendo controller. So I already pre-ordered the N64 and Genesis controllers. Only one of each this time.
Yep.
Normally I'm buying more than one.
I don't understand why you would buy more than one.
Because I keep thinking I'm going to have people over. And then God went, I'm going to make the world sick. And then no one came over.
Well, but even when people are healthy, nobody comes over.
Ouch. This is very true, though. This is very true.
Hey, look, I've made my peace with it. I buy one controller for everything now.
Let me get your thought on this part with the expansion pack. I don't know if we talked about this last time. North America is getting the 3-button Genesis controller. Japan is getting the 6-button Genesis controller.
They always get the better stuff
from Nintendo.
Yeah, nope, not surprising at all.
That though,
I don't get it either. I don't have there's no reasoning behind it. In my opinion,
something we should look into.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there are any. Well, there may not be any games in the Genesis collection right now that warrant the 6-button controller, and that's why. True. It's entirely possible that in Japan they're going to get a different batch of Genesis games.
But not only that, it also happened with the Genesis Classic that Nintendo had nothing to do with.
I remember that too.
Yeah, so
I thought it was weird. Beats me. I really don't know.
Fair enough. But in a funny way, I would rather the 3-button controller, again, for the nostalgic feel. So
got it. Okay, I'd rather the 6, but that's me.
All righty. Well, there we go. We finally disagreed on something.
Hey. All right, we're back on track. I was worried.
Awesome. God darn it. All right, so that's pretty cool. So, like I said, we'll get more information on that and experience once we play it in in a week? Right? Yeah.
About a week. By the time this episode drops, it'll be less than a week.
All right. Before we get into some other news, I just want to talk about a couple of experiences that we both had. First of all, Ann,
I didn't know you knew about that. Who told you?
How dare you, sir?
Who told you? Who told you that?
You had that bank account the whole time. Link's Awakening.
I always do. Oh, you want to talk about that?
Yes.
I mean, yes. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay, never mind. We're good here.
You finally beat Link's Awakening.
I finally beat the remake, right?
The remake,
not a remaster. It was a remake.
Yes. Total remake, yeah.
Yep. So,
and a beautiful remake too.
Oh no, it was beautiful. Yeah, it was stunning. So yeah, I finally I went back to it. I was traveling a few weeks ago, and I got on my flight home, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should go back to Link's Awakening.
What the deuce? Let me just play this.
Well, I had downloaded Final Fantasy IX to play on the trip, and I started that, and I'm enjoying that a lot. Mm-hmm. But then I just saw Link's Awakening sitting in my case, and I'm like, why don't I go back and try and get through this? And then I played it for like the entire 5-hour flight. Like I did not stop until they were like, we're ready to land. And then I kept playing until we landed.
But can you keep the plane level, sir? I'm almost done. I'm on Dungeon 7.
Yeah. It's like, wait a second. But yeah, no. It was a lot of fun. I had a blast. Just overall a really great game with a very odd ending that made me not like Link.
What? Well,
okay. Spoiler alert.
It's right? Been like 20 something years since the original game.
Years,
so yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Fair enough.
Link is a big fat murderer. let's just dumb it down to the basic foundation of Link killed everybody in that game.
I mean, what Mario is apparently, remember in the original Super Mario Brothers, all the toads were turned into bricks. Yeah. And all you do is destroy bricks in the game.
Oh no, I'm not saying.
On top of that, PETA should be on Mario's ass for everything he's done to Yoshi.
And right, and I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing any of that. But in Mario's defense, the people that he's killing in the game are trying to kill him. So, so it is a bit of self-defense. In Link's Awakening, he murders everybody. It's not just the bad guys. It's like the whole town, Marin. Like everybody in the game. The poor owl. Hoot hoot, you're dead. It's like he murdered everybody.
What a wonderful killing spree.
Basically, just by waking up.
I'm just curious how fast you got through. Did you start the game over, or like you were at a point and just picked up from there?
So I picked up where I left off, and I think actually I picked up where I left off. I think right before I left. I may have tried a little bit of it before I left.
Okay,
I'm not sure. But I remember, I did. I actually did. I'm sorry. Like I was playing my Switch and I said, ooh, let me just pick this up again. And for about an hour, I just wandered around because I had no idea where I was in the game. And I'm like, where am I? What am I supposed to do? But then in that game, thankfully, there are the telephones that you can dial the guy and he tells you where you're at and what to do next. So at least I got a direction to go in.
In the original game was basically
Link's
Mayor Wright. Mayor Wright from SimCity. Looked like him, kind of, sort of. I'm not saying it was him.
Yeah.
All right. So you got back into the game.
Yeah. So I got back into the game. Was a lot of fun. Loved all of it. Thought it was a cool twist that Link killed everybody. I will say the oddest part of the game for me, and tell me if this was in the original or not.
Okay.
Was when doing the side-scrolling bit, you were running across Goombas.
Oh, yeah, wasn't that?
Yeah. Okay, and then for some odd reason, Kirby is on one of the dungeon levels, and I'm like, what's? Yeah, it was very like those little Mario nods were just very odd to me, and again, because this whole thing was a dream, I guess it plays into that where it's like there's a weird world going on. But yeah, like it was very interesting. But again, excellent game. Excellent game.
Actually, you'll be able to experience, because I think I would say the original is different enough to re-experience that game on a different level, because when the Zelda Game & Watch comes out next month, it's going to have Zelda 1, Zelda 2, and the Game Boy Link's Awakening.
Yes.
The original, not the DX version, because that had an extra level in it.
You're saying it as if I'm going to open mine.
Oh, why not? I played my Super Mario Brothers. Mine's
still sealed.
How dare you, sir?
Collector.
Right next to my Mario Cement Factory.
No, it's actually, if you look to... Nope, that direction. Right there.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
It's right there.
It's like, where's Waldo?
Factory sealed.
But I'm glad you got through it. That's actually, what is this, like your third Zelda game probably that you've beaten, or fourth or something like that?
No, I've beaten quite a few of them. Thank you.
Oh, have you? Oh no, I didn't think you played like the Wii or the Wii U.
No. 1 and 2, Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Breath of the Wild.
I tried Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, the two that I hopped over console wise were Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword.
Okay. Fair enough.
So I'm almost done with all the console ones.
All right, cool.
For the most part.
Well, I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked the story. The ending was gorgeous. Just physically.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful
visually. I mean,
yeah,
yes,
beautiful
was amazing. Ending. So did you do anything with the created dungeon section?
I tested it out once.
Yeah, I didn't really get into it.
When I first found it, I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. I can build whatever I want, and then I did it, and I'm like, okay, I just want to go back and finish the game. But it was a nice little ad.
It was. I mean, that was to replace again the color dungeon, which is in Link's Awakening DX that came out for the Game Boy Color. Yeah. So, but nevertheless, it's awesome. I'm glad you played it. I'm glad you finally beat it.
Thank you.
Game's been out for a while, and put that on the list. There you go. I like it. All right. So moving right along, as far as an experience I had, which is awesome and very, very localized. So if you're on Long Island and you're in the Levittown area, I visited, and I put some pictures up already, a new arcade diner called Arcadia Retro Eats.
Nice.
And I absolutely want to give them a shout out. You can follow them on Instagram at Arcadia_Levittown. They are fantastic people. Small crew right now working. They've only been open for a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. And just, it is awesome to walk into. It's this little kind of like dinette area, a couple of tables. I mean, it's not a big place, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's not a big place. It's just, if you want something to eat, you head down there, you can grab a burger. They got some games set up, and they got some great games set up. They had Arkanoid, they had Mortal Kombat, The Simpsons, WrestleFest.
Ooh,
and
I know where your quarters went.
Ms. Pac-Man.
Oh, never mind.
As much as I love WrestleFest. And I had my hands at Ms. Pac-Man, and woo, I had a rough go.
You didn't get the high score?
I didn't, and the high score at the time was a little over 166,000.
Oh,
and
that's doable.
Totally doable, but I just wasn't on my game. I was full of a double cheeseburger that I had.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you should definitely not play after you eat.
I should have played before I eat.
Right.
But again, a wonderful staff. They were playing Saved by the Bell on one TV. They had like some 90s movies happening on the other TV. And I think it was a bathroom door, Blockbuster motif.
Oh, nice.
On the door. And
Nice.
they had a crane game going. And again, I'm not saying this in a bad way. Let's face facts. Crane games are usually kind of designed. You don't win. You lose more than you win. It's it's like Vegas. But in the crane game, and I must have spent about $4 before I realized it's just not going to happen, because again, the logistics, and I don't have a problem. I'm not complaining about it. I find it quite fun. They had in the crane game an original Blockbuster rental box.
Ooh.
And the video was Starcade 88 True Grit.
Oh, that was yours. That is so yours.
Until I realized the logistics isn't going to work on this too much. So, but I will continue. Next time I go, I am going to try again.
All right.
And the final thing they had is one of those, not air hockey, but like the hockey that's in the dome.
A tabletop hockey.
Yeah. Islanders versus Rangers is how the motif is.
Nice.
And there was a lot of people playing there. It was busy when I went. And again, I just got to say, stop in, grab a bite to eat. Actually, I've already seen a couple friends of mine already heading down to Arcadia.
Nice.
And I will be back there. So again, please check out, if you're on Long Island and you're in or near Levittown, check out Arcadia. Let them know the Retro Gamers podcast sent you. You're not going to get any discount on your food, but at least they'll know that we're sending people.
Yeah, it's like, look, we're sending people. Give us free food.
And give them some love, because they definitely deserve it. And certainly we'll be back there to do a little more like filming and stuff like that. I did take some pictures, which is on our Instagram and Facebook. So definitely check that out. Good people.
Awesome.
So, yes.
Awesome stuff.
And other than that, really, we got kind of a couple of things to mention. An anniversary that we have.
Yeah, we have a special 20th anniversary. So released this week 20 years ago on October 22nd, 2001.
Getting there. We
have probably the game that actually made this franchise what it is today.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, we are talking about Grand Theft Auto 3.
Yes, the definitive game on the PS2 for me, at least.
Yeah, this was my go-to PS2 game, if I remember correctly. Oh, wait, no, I'm wrong. I had it on Xbox.
Did you? No, I definitely had mine on PS2. I think I got San Andreas on Xbox.
I never went past 3. I did not get San Andreas.
Yeah, I would have thought you'd get Vice City.
No, I was too busy running around Grand Theft Auto 3. I was just so comfortable. I wasn't interested in the story mode. I just wanted to get that 5-star rating.
So you're telling me that you spent more time on a single GTA game, and yet sequels came out, but you did not refuse to move forward. Yet you are now begging for a brand new GTA game when a single version has been out for way too long.
I'm not begging for a new GTA game.
I think I saw you beg.
Well, no, I'm not even interested in it. I stopped playing 5.
All lies.
Or you're just making something up.
I was trying to.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
and.
Yeah. Yes, and. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. We're doing improv.
Wow.
I beg for nothing.
Good day, sir. But I said good
sir. Day. I said good day. But yeah, no. I never went past GTA 3.
Okay.
Just because it was like it had the whole open world thing, it had the whole open world story to it in my mind. Then logically, I was like, I didn't want to spend money on a new version of that because it was like, all right, the graphics may have been better and everything, but to me, it would have been the same open world scenario. That's why I never went past it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's all. And also back then, I had to be choosy with the games I was buying because, I was in my 20s, out on my own, not making a lot of money. I had to make sure what I bought, was worth the investment.
This is true.
So, yeah.
Do you have any good memories from GTA 3, specifically moments or memories in GTA
3? Finding hookers the first time was definitely interesting. There's no question about that. Look, this is an adult game. Bottom line, you're not buying this game to play it safe.
It might have been rated M.
Yeah, it's like you don't buy this game and say, I want to be like a police officer and I'm gonna, save people. It's like, no, it's like you're grabbing a baseball bat and you're beating people to death and you're taking their money and you're driving off and you're killing police officers and the whole idea is to cause mayhem. But I have to say, the hooker thing was definitely funny the first time I did it. Mm-hmm. And then following that up, killing the hooker afterwards and taking your money back. Also a moment I will not forget in that game.
Refund.
Yeah. And then when you get the 4-star level, you can get up to 5 police stars, and that depends on how many cops come after you. But when you get to the 4-star level, and the black FBI cars would literally just fly into the screen off the sides, and you just couldn't control it. It's like literally you're just getting nonstop cars on you, and it's just impossible to get through. I don't, and it's funny, I don't even know, I may have done it once or twice, but getting to the helicopter and using the helicopter.
Okay.
Yeah, that was fun.
Interesting. So yeah,
a lot.
Well, first of all, just the fact that it was in 3D. GTA London 1969, technically kind of almost like the first DLC I ever experienced.
Yeah.
And GTA 2, which I had on Dreamcast. The top down, which I enjoyed. Don't get me wrong, I love that top down view. But now to have it in 3D, almost like when we went to Super Mario 64. It was such a game changer for the series. I mean, that game was a game changer, period, but just for the series.
Right.
GTA 3 going into 3D was just, was phenomenal. And it felt even more real, for lack of a better term. Being able to get into the cars, the driving missions was completely different now in 3D. So for me, it's just really more graphically speaking. Though I do remember playing it extensively at college. I was in my senior year of college at that point when it came out, and playing just so much of it. I remember my roommate was playing a ton of it, and I also remember that he was in the middle of a game of GTA 3. He was far into a mission, and a TV show was coming on that I wanted to watch. And I told him about a half hour beforehand, all right, save your mission. Show's coming on. He didn't save the mission. And I went up and I promptly turned off the PlayStation 2 so I can watch my television show.
And turned on WWF Raw.
It was Raw, actually.
I knew
it. He was warned. He was warned multiple times.
Well, no, I mean, you did. It does sound like you did warn him. So.
But that's what I remember. Just more kind of just the visualization of the game, and also the soundtrack. Let's talk about the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah, the soundtrack. Just being able to turn on the radio station and know that you were getting legitimately licensed music.
Beyond that, that's one thing. No, that's one thing. But then to tune the radio and you're getting radio shows on the radio.
Yeah.
They recorded tons of DJs or whatever for these fake, obviously all fake, but these fake radio programs that you would always be at a different point when you turn the radio on.
Yep.
It wasn't like, the track would just loop. So I thought that was amazing as well to give, again, into that realism of the game.
Yep. I'm just looking at some information I found online. So they featured The game featured about 3.5 hours of in-game radio material.
There we
But
go.
see, 3.5 hours is for 2001. That's substantial. That was a
That's a lot.
substantial amount.
Yeah.
It's so much so that it made you feel like it was endless.
No, totally. That's what
Yeah.
I don't think. I honestly don't ever remember going, I've heard this already.
Yep.
You know, other than the songs.
Yep. And they used real DJs to portray
Yep.
them on the radio, which was awesome.
Yep.
They gave them unusual dialogue that was, obviously tailored for the game.
I can't remember if it was this or San Andreas. Like the only DJs I really know were Opie and Anthony were in one of the games as DJs. I don't remember which one though. Because I think the guy who worked on this game actually was like a producer on the show at one point. So, so the audio of the game was fantastic. And on top of that, all right, let's talk about the violence in the game. It is what violent. It is. I mean, look, the original game was violent, even though it wasn't on the same par as this. But yeah, talking about the hookers, just going up and randomly punching anybody you wanted to, obviously stealing the cars.
Yep.
What I didn't realize until actually just now looking through the Wikipedia page of GTA 3.
That's what I'm looking at too.
Not ton. I think they said only about 1% of the game was changed. But 9/11 had actually an impact on this game.
Yeah. They actually delayed the release so that they could change the color of the police cars in the game because they looked like NYPD cars.
They did. That was one thing, which is weird. If that would have stayed, that would have been weird to me because the game takes place in like what's supposed to be San Francisco or LA. Right. And if I saw NYPD style cars, that would have thrown me off. Right. So I'm kind of happy that they changed the cars. But they delayed it by 3 weeks, like you said, on top of changing some of the graphics in the game. Back then was just a weird time, and everyone was like, let's just kind of give everyone a moment here. Let's give everyone a couple of weeks. They changed, it was something else that they changed.
The original cover of the game was changed.
For here, over in Europe, they kept it.
They kept it, they didn't care.
They changed some of the flight paths. Apparently there was some parts where you're in a plane, that looked like it was gonna fly into a skyscraper or something like that. They changed that. They changed. They took out some missions referring to terrorists because back then that was a key term. Terrorists. Everyone was throwing that around back then. And then I guess some references on the radio and stuff like that. So yeah, I never really realized how much, even though it was a small part of it, how much 9/11 had an impact on this besides the release date delay.
Yeah, I mean, 9/11 had an impact on all aspects of media.
Oh, so, of course, 100%.
Yeah, so not surprising at all.
Other than that, the scores on it, and I don't know if you have the scores, like kind of like the reviews and everything.
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely, phenomenal, near perfect for a lot of them. Like Metacritic overall, 97 out of 100. Eurogamer gave it a 10 out of 10. Game Informer 9.5 out of 10. GamePro 5 out of 5. Game Revolution A. GameSpot 9.6 out of 10. GameSpy 94 out of 100. IGN 9.6 out of 10. I mean, you can't get much better than that.
No, absolutely. So. Then, of course, we had some re-releases over the years. There was a mobile version and stuff like that. But bottom line, GTA 3, which ended up, the trilogy, which is coming out soon on current gen consoles.
Yep.
GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas.
Yep.
All coming out very soon. I enjoyed Vice City. To me, had the best soundtrack overall.
Okay.
Because I actually remember buying, like the 6 or 8 disc
soundtrack
to Vice City. Because it had some great music in it. But yeah, GTA 3 was a game changer for this series. And it kind of, it was funny, as much as you think, well, the ratings board was created because of Mortal Kombat, and GTA 3 would have definitely put it on the map if it wasn't there before. So, so happy birthday, Grand Theft Auto.
Happy retro birthday. You are 20 years old.
Ba-boom.
Almost time to drink.
Oh, almost there. Well, it's GTA, so why not? Just go for it.
Yeah, sure. You did it years ago.
And the last thing I want to mention, at least, is we got some updates here on the Amico, the Intellivision Amico, a system that unfortunately I'm not going to be getting anytime soon, but I will one day.
It's there. It's on a boat.
It will be. Yeah, it's just sitting there, literally.
Literally on a boat. Somebody's playing it.
So now, just a quick refresher: the Amico is a new system by Intellivision. It's going to be family friendly, oriented to just family gaming, party gaming. You know, it's not designed to go up against anybody else. It's going to have a great price range for the games. None of them are rated over E for everyone. And it's going to be all digital. There's no physical media. Yet, for a system that does not have physical media, they are putting out physical games for the system. Very confusing.
Yes, just a little.
So there's 8 games going to be coming out on this physical edition. The 8 games are Biplanes, Brain Duel, Dyna Blaster, Evil Knievel, which I think might be a newer game. Yeah, somebody's a newer. Yeah. Finnegan Fox, Missile Command, Moon Patrol. Missile Command's terrible. Missile Command's awesome. Moon Patrol, and Rigid Force Redux Enhanced. You can buy them individually. You can buy them in a 4-pack for $80, or you can buy all 8 for $150. First of all, your thoughts on the games themselves?
It seems like a solid list to me.
And these are newer games. Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, you're not getting the old school Moon Patrol. You're getting a brand new Moon Patrol.
No, you're getting brand new. But yeah, no, I mean, I think it's a solid list. I mean, especially and if you consider each game is the only thing is like each game going $20 seems a bit much for what style of games these are going to be.
I gotcha, but I think what they're doing is like since you're physical copies,
these are right. These are like a collector's edition,
correct? And that's it. The first 50,000 copies will be quote unquote limited edition. Edition. But let's talk about what comes in these limited editions.
Yes, let's.
So basically, with these physical box editions, you get 3D
lenticular
cards. Those are the ones when you move them, like they change, like they look like 3D or whatever.
Yes.
You get an exclusive metal coin, which I like, and an RFID card tied to an NFT, which is the game. And that is what I find interesting. So the game cards are going to look like original Intellivision cartridges, which I think is really cool.
Yes.
Even though it's a physical release, though, there's no physical game in it. It's still going to be a downloaded game. It's still going to be a game that you have to access the internet to download initially. You don't have to have continued internet to play it. But with it being an NFT, and this is what I want to discuss with you. We always go back and forth between physical and digital. And you're physical, I'm digital.
Yes.
But
I'm right, you're wrong.
How dare you? But is it now an NFT blurring the line between physical and digital ownership?
Well, yes and no, I guess. I mean, I think it's both.
To go into it just a little bit more, and I'm quoting a website here, siliconera.com. Quote, users can track ownership of the game through an NFT registered through the Amico console. Owners can also transfer ownership. Am I boring you?
Yes, you are. Totally.
Owners can also
You don't read very well.
How dare you? I can be a voiceover for anything you produce.
Right, lentiker.
No, I'm I would like to think it'd be spelled phonetically for me. Thank you.
Lentiker. How about the peripheral?
Find me at More365. If you need a voiceover, just follow me at More365.
Don't do that.
Quote, owners can also transfer ownership of the digital game to other consoles through the blockchain. I have no idea what that means, but I feel like the line is starting to be blurred.
Well, it's not necessarily starting to be blurred because the NFT portion of this is digital.
Okay.
The rest of what you're getting here, the collector's edition, is going to be all physical stuff. The game card itself is going to be tied to a digital NFT. So it's actually the NFT is going to be a digital part of it. I don't know how it's going to work exactly. I really don't. But I do know that if they're talking about offering you an NFT, NFTs are digital only. So
no, but you own it.
You own it. You own it.
Exactly.
It's right. So the game you buy, the digital copy of the game that you purchase, has a specific code or whatever it is to it that makes it unique, so that you are the owner of this unique copy of the game.
And here's what I'm saying about blurred the line, because which is a valid point. Don't get me wrong. I've always understood this as someone who buys digitally. Again, I buy digitally because I just don't have the room to store everything. That's truly the reason why. But to your point, when you Metroid Dread. All right, you bought the physical copy. I downloaded it on the eShop. Right. You have that physical copy. It's yours. You can put it into any system you want. You will continue to play your game. You can sell the game back once you beat the game in like 2 hours, because I know you're going to do that. Whereas me, I have the digital copy. I can't bring it over to a friend's house to play unless I bring my Switch with me. Not only that, but it says on the website, and always whenever you purchase a digital game, it's more like a license agreement. You are purchasing the right to almost borrow the game in a way. I'm not using the correct terminology, but I think everyone knows what I'm getting at.
Yeah. At a point in time in the future, they could pull the game away from you, even though you paid for it.
Well, I don't know about that.
The odds of them doing it is very rare.
Well, no, because it's never truly happened unless the game is only online.
Right. But it has happened in the sense of digital film. Like there've been online services where they have lost the rights to certain movies, and even though you've purchased the film through their site, they've pulled it.
That's
from your library.
Not 100%. I know there was an issue like that like a couple years ago. Yeah. That's because people were like logging into a different country, like through a VPN or something, and it screwed everything up. Because movies aren't available in every territory,
right,
in every country. But for the most part, because every digital game I've owned, a movie that I've owned, and there have been sites that I bought on that have shut down, but I still have those movies. So I think it's a little different. And again, I didn't look into it, so forgive me. But from personal experience, I know like on Netflix is one thing, streaming is one thing.
Right.
But purchasing is another. But going back to the games though,
yes,
you can play again, unless it's online only, like Super Mario Brothers 35, right? Yeah. As of my birthday this year, March 30th, you could no longer play Super Mario Brothers 35 because it was online only.
Right.
But I can unplug my Switch from the internet and I will be able to play Metroid Dread for as long as I want.
Right.
So that's where the part, like pulling, like that's why I'm never worried about it. The only thing I'm worried about is like, for example, on the PS3, I have the Simpsons arcade game, which was available to purchase back in like 2007. And on my Xbox 360, I have X-Men Arcade.
Right.
Those games you cannot buy again and you cannot re-download them. So that is a negative on it. But with these NFTs, I feel like it might be a way of keeping that ownership, because I'm pretty sure you download the game physically on you download the game physically onto the Amico, but even though it's digital and you bought it digitally, you own the rights to it 100%. I feel like that's what it's leaning towards, which is a little different than what's happening now.
No, it is a little bit, because I think what it does is it removes that like rare occasion where they could pull the game back if they wanted to.
Good. And again, I've never come across a situation unless it's online only.
Right. Unless there's some big issue with it type of thing. I mean, again, I can't pinpoint one. The closest thing I can come to is when the Friday the 13th game went into litigation and they weren't allowed to update it anymore. The game still exists and still runs, but they're not allowed to update it anymore.
But that would have happened with a physical copy anyway.
Right.
So again, there's more to this. Look, this NFT is still brand new. I mean, it's only been around for like a year, maybe.
Yeah, it might have been around a little. It might have been around a little bit longer than that, but it's become popular in the last like year or so. So, and we could break down the whole NFT thing, but my brain's just not gonna handle it right now.
Fair enough. But
I'm having a hard enough time keeping it straight, and I don't even think I have it straight. But just
fair enough. It's like the Halloween movies.
Oh, let's not go there.
New one's out. So
New one's out, part of the fourth alternate timeline.
yikes. So but yeah, so we'll see where this whole NFT goes, especially with Intellivision. I think it's an interesting way to offer physical media on a digital only platform, but again, time will tell, and we'll see. But we want to hear your thoughts. What are your thoughts on like a game being an NFT, not just a download, but buying an NFT? Hit us up on the comment section, email us, DM us, slide into those DMs, for crying out loud. And I think with that, we'll start to wrap it up for today.
I agree.
All right, excellent. And where can they find us and talk to us?
You guys can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/RetroGamersPodcast, on Instagram at RetroGamersPodcast, on Twitter at RetroGamersPod. You can watch us on YouTube and IGTV. You can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. And you can email us at email@theretrogamers.com.
Yes, good stuff. And how are you going to go and play a little more Metroid Dread today, hopefully?
Probably. I'm enjoying it.
I'm obsessed.
I'm not obsessed with it yet, but I am enjoying it. So I may pop it in again for a little while today because I really don't feel like doing anything else.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
All right, Ant. Well, enjoy. All right.
You have a good week.
Enjoy the week. Everyone, as always, thank you. We will catch you everywhere next week on the Retro Gamers Podcast.